Hi there, Chris here with another battle report for y'all. In this battle we have Eldar versus Demons. We're going to be playing on a maiden world of the Eldar. We have Chaos Deamons versus Codex Eldar. Saim Hann versus the hordes of demonic spawn. You see here, it's a maiden world. All sorts of trees. We're going to be playing Escalation, Armory of Annihilation, Deployment, Dawn of War. I'm going to give these rules a try. And as you can see from our battlefield, we have one objective between the two Eldar statues. We have another one off to the left of that statue. And another one over by the forest close to the deployment zone. We roll off for deployment zones and Eldar get the zone to the bottom. For Eldar, we have 2,500 points, 2 Farseers with singing spears, 2 Warlocks, 10 jet bikes with 3 shuriken cannons, 10 Dire Avengers. The Exarch has Shimmer Shield and Battle Fortune, Wave Serpent with Twin Link star cannons or scatter lasers. Another unit of jet bikes, same as the other. Wraith Lord or Wraith Knight with 2 Wraith cannons, 3 Nightwings. These are the Forge World Nightwings, so they should provide a little bit of hilarity. And a Vampire Hunter. Twin-linked pulsars, scatter laser, and missile launchers. He's going to bring our heavy hitting power. And that's it for 2,500 points. So we deploy on the north end of the table. The Wraith Knight bringing up the center with the Wave Serpent, as they're pretty much the only armor in the center, flanked by jet bikes and the Farseers on either side. The Chaos Deamons, 2,500 points. Fate Weaver, Angarath, Bloodthirster. That's our big heavy hitters. Angarath being that obviously big heavy hitter. Huge unit of Pink Horrors. Big old unit of them. Getting ready. Some Bloodletters. 10-man unit there. Helldrake for their side. A little bit of flyer support for the demons. Not like it really needed with a whole bunch of flying demons. A Chaos Lord on a bike. He looks like a Bloodletter, but he's actually a Chaos Lord. Bunch of cultists just to help round out that troop choice. And 3 Obliterators. And then this is the shield generator from Stronghold. And that's the Chaos Demons, 2,500 points. They deploy within the bubble of their shield generator, making sure that everybody's nice and protected. The 3 demons bringing up their center with the cultists up front, and their Chaos Lord facing off against the Eldar. Grabbing a little bit of cover from that statue of a sermon. And so that will lead us into the first turn. The demons try and seize the initiative, but fail. And so the Eldar jet bikes move to the far flank with 1 Farseer, who is the Warlord right there, guarded with their Warlock as well. This Farseer surges forward. He's going to try and get his Eldritch Storm to happen. This Wave Serpent is going to try and get some scatter laser shots on them, and those jet bikes are pretty much out of range of anything. And so it leads us into the shooting phase. Jet bikes spray into the cultists, but because they're protected by the bubble, only managed, I believe, to knock off 1 shield. And so realizing that they need to take those shields down, the scatter laser and the Wraith Knight fire, only managed to taking down another shield. And so they're still protected by 1 shield. And in our secondary move, the Eldar get further away while the Wraith Knight just holding their center and the Wave Serpent holding their center, as pretty much they're the only ones who can defend against whatever is going to come their way. With the demon first turn, Fate Weaver moves up, casting psychic powers. The two Bloodthirsters, well, the other one's Angarath or whatever his name is, they surge forward, casts one of his shooting abilities and manages to knock off a hull point off the Wave Serpent, but otherwise their first turn is not terribly effective. Which leads us into the Eldar second turn. Jet bikes surge forward, need to knock out those shields. Luckily, Eldar reinforcements show up in force. Nightwings target Fate Weaver, and the Vampire arrives onto the battlefield. So it's not looking very good for the Chaos Deamons, as all of the Eldar firepower is on the table. And so we go into the shooting phase. Manage to knock off all the shields. The Wraith Knight manages to knock Fate Weaver down to the ground. Manage to kill a few of the cultists. Jet bikes fall forward. The Nightwings knock Fate Weaver down. Manage to knock all the demons down, and the Vampire destroys Fate Weaver. Demon turn 2. The Bloodthirster jumps off the table, but Vector strikes one of the Nightwings and completely takes it out. Pink Horrors arrive on the table, onto the objective. And with this mission, the objectives offer Skyfire and Interceptor. Angarath positions himself to charge this unit of jet bikes, and it is frightening, but he manages to roll a 2. The cultists and the Chaos Lord charge the Wraith Knight. The Wraith Knight manages to only kill one of the cultists. And now Angarath is going to face the full fury of Eldar firepower. As he's on the ground, the jet bikes target him, hoping to get a whole bunch of hits. Dire Avengers jump out of the Wave Serpent, targeting those Pink Horrors, and the Nightwings target the Pink Horrors as well. We're going to wipe those guys right off the table. The Nightwings, with the Dire Avengers, manage to completely obliterate those Pink Horrors. The Vampire and the jet bikes manage to kill Angarath, and the Wraith Knight is still stuck in combat with the Chaos Lord, but he does fail one of his lookout sirs and ends up getting killed by the Wraith Knight. The Helldrake arrives onto the table in Demon turn 3. Vector strikes one of the Nightwings. The Bloodthirster comes back. Vector strikes another Nightwing and takes them both out of the game. Obliterators arrive onto the table, getting ready to target those Dire Avengers, and manage to take them out with a whole bunch of heavy plasma rounds. Luckily, only 2 survived. Could have been a lot worse there. Wraith Knight and jet bikes target the Bloodthirster, trying to knock him down as he is a flyer. The Vampire targets the shield generator just to get rid of that silly thing. And you can see that Bloodthirster is surrounded, and the jet bikes target the Obliterators, getting ready to wipe them out. The Wave Serpent surges forward to attack those Bloodletters. Gonna let loose with the shield and the scatter laser. Managed to kill a few there. The jet bikes managed to kill 2 of the Obliterators. Last one surviving. The jet bikes, Farseer, and Wraith Knight manage to kill the Bloodthirster. I believe he was killed by Mind War, believe it or not. That was what finished him off. He had 2 wounds left, and Mind War managed to kill his last 2 wounds. Jet bikes retreat a little bit, and these jet bikes surge forward a little bit just to watch out for that Helldrake, just in case he uses any kind of crazy spray attack. This Farseer on Demon turn 4, he rolls an 11 on the Chaos table and ends up turning into a Herald of Tzeentch. Helldrake surges over across the jet bikes. Bloodletters surging forward against that Wave Serpent. The Herald targets the jet bikes, not managed to do a whole lot. The Helldrake managed to knock another structure point off of the Vampire Hunter. And so it's not looking too good for the demons. A lot of bad rolls for the demons. Moving into Eldar, turn 5. Wraith Knight targeting the Herald. Jet bikes getting close to the objective, so they get Skyfire against the Helldrake.
Wave Serpent moves back, deploys the Dire Avengers. Jet bikes on the far left also target the Helldrake. Only 2 blood letters remain. This obliterator managed to survive the Dire Avengers. It wasn't terribly effective. But the jet bikes managed to kill the Helldrake, and the Wraith Knight manages to kill the Herald. He wasn't terribly tough, but seems a little bit overkill sending the Wraith Knight, but hey, what can you do, right? And so that leads us into Demon turn 5. Obliterator surges forward, ends up killing the Dire Avengers. Bloodletters and Obliterator charge the Wave Serpent, end up destroying the Wave Serpent, contesting that objective. Eldar control 1 objective. He managed to knock off complete 3 whole structure points off the Vampire, which would give the Chaos player 1 victory point. He killed my Warlord, which would give him 2, but the Eldar have 3 victory points there. 1 for Slay the Warlord, 1 for First Blood, and 1 for killing Angarath. Well, actually 2 for killing Angarath. And so that's it. Chaos loses 7-2 for the battle. Victory to the Saim Han against Demons. Could have gone a lot worse. There was a lot of poor rolling on Chaos's turn, but what can you do? So we'll definitely have to have a rematch on that one. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you enjoyed this battle report. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next battle.